Hi everybody, it's Ketosis Trading here. I want to do a recap on the Euro and talk to you on Fibonacci retracements and extensions, pivot points and moving averages, and how you can just use those three things as very important tools to trade the Euro and to trade currencies. So, as I grab my pen, I show you, if we have a look at two very significant points that occurred in yesterday's trading and today's trading, you see that the low on yesterday was 140 and the low in the overnight session to the tick was 140. So that proved to be a very powerful staging board to see the Euro post a 2-cent gain on the day at its high point. So let me just clear off that and I'll grab my Fibonacci tool and I'll start showing you a few of the ways that you can use Fibonacci's, pivots and exponential moving averages to trade the Euro and to trade currencies. So if you take from point A, which is the low point on the day, 140, up to the swing high, which is there, 140.45. I just move that out for you so that you can see. Grab the pen again. You can see that low of the day to swing high forms a very powerful entry point. 141.75 was the 61.8% retracement, and you can see that we touched it to the tick, and then we had this congestion of moving averages, and then we saw it spring back up. We see that that trade extended to the pivot point, 140.65, and you see that it also coincided with the 38.2% extension. So there you can see in that example how powerful Fibonacci's are just in that alone, but I'll show you more. Let's clear the screen. Let's now move the low bar to the swing low, which was the entry point, our entry point. We then move it to the next high, swing high, which was 140.87, thereabouts. You can see again we have a very powerful entry point where the market retraces back to the 61.8% to the tick. There you go. You see again we're close to the pivot. Saw it was holding the pivot there for a while. You see here at this point here that there was it touched the pivot to it, and I'm almost positive that you would have seen it quickly retrace from there. But these are 15-minute bars, so it gives you a bit of time to form a base to retest the pivot. But the next entry was there, 140.44, which was the 61.8% retracement, again to the tick. And then you see that we had a very powerful extension there, and it extended all the way up to, you can see this bar here, before we then exploded again. It extended up to R1 and also up to the 61.8% extension, which was 141.31. So there is another example in the Euro today. And then let's do it even more. We take it from that entry point there, which was a 61.8% retracement. We then take it from the swing up to the swing high, which is now up here, Okay, we never got back to the 61.8% retracement based off that. So we ended up seeing the next best thing. Well, we saw another two indicators come together. We saw exponential moving averages kiss, and also R1, which was no longer R1, it became support because it was resistance that was broken, and the rule tells us that resistance once broken becomes support. And indeed it was support, and then we saw it launch off again, and we see that it extended from there all the way up to the tick to the 23.6% extension, which is 142.01. So we would then say, okay, once that's occurred, we then take it from the low there to the swing low, which is there. We take it to the swing high, which is the high on the day, and we see what happens. We see it did come back. We never got anything more out of it. That was it on the day, but that was because it was the end of the session and interest dropped off with the long weekend occurring. So that is one way to use pivot points, exponential moving averages, and Fibonacci's to trade currencies. Now lastly, let's just have a look at what the macro ambush is telling us. Given it's a long weekend, I don't think too much is going to happen, and I'd be surprised if you get explosive moves again like this in the euro tomorrow. So me personally, I sit out the session. So as you can see, grab the pen again. The macro ambush long zone would be a retracement back to 141 level down to 140.75 level. That's your ambush zone, and your low on the day to high on the day macro ambush and Fibonacci's. So I hope that helps. Look out for Fibonacci's, exponential moving averages, and pivot points on currencies. Very powerful stuff. Stick to your stops until the next update.